What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I came across this article and I'm very indifferent about this. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. The fact that we're going down this road, down this path again, and we continue to go down this path, I don't understand why. Because I feel like so many times that we've tried to attempt to redo, remake, add to the Twilight Zone franchise or IP, it never turns out as well as I think studios think it's going to, especially when you have your hardcore fans like myself who absolutely love the original TV series, the original black and white series, TV series. Nothing that's ever come after that dealing with Twilight Zone have I ever thoroughly enjoyed as much as the original TV series. Didn't matter what movie they attempted, didn't matter the attempt to bring back the TV series, and now here we are again, Ben Stiller to direct a new Twilight Zone movie, question mark. So that's not this, I mean, whether that's to say he's actually doing it or not, we're gonna find out as we jump into these article details. But again, I don't understand why it seems like this is an IP that the studio can't seem to let it lie, especially when so many attempts have been made to bring this back to life, and in my opinion they've all failed. I don't think they've ever been enjoyable, again, especially by the hardcore fans. I think for the average fans are like, oh, Twilight Zone, and I think some of those average fans and the ones nowadays have never even seen the original TV series, and in my opinion they would probably be bored if they went and watched the original series. I think it's a very unique fan and individual to go, depending upon how old you are and what age you are, where you kind of fall, whether or not you're going to like that. You really need to like that old school science fiction mystery. I don't want to say full on horror, because there were some episodes that were more horror driven than others. But I wouldn't say full on horror. I think you got to. The palette is completely different for the original series as to anything that they've done. So let's jump into this article, see where they're going to be going with this, because I'm not supportive of this. I'm not a fan of this. Created by Rod Serling in 1959, the anthology series of Twilight Zone has one of the most popular names in entertainment history, and different producers have cashed in on that title many times over the years. The original 5-season run of the show has been followed by a 3-season revival in the 80s, which again wasn't that good in my opinion. A 1-season revival in the early 2000s, again not that good. A 2-season revival headed by Jordan Peele in 2019 and 2020, still not that good. A feature film produced by Steven Spielberg that was released in 1983, and a 90s these ads keep popping up, and a 90s TV movie called Twilight Zone: Rod Serling's Lost Classics. Of course, there have also been books, comic books, and video games. For more than 10 years, Leonardo DiCaprio's production company, Appian, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Appian Way, has been trying to develop a new Twilight Zone feature film for Warner Brothers, as the Twilight Zone is said to be DiCaprio's favorite TV show. But it has been a bumpy ride, with the project passing through the hands of multiple directors, screenwriters. Now industry scooper Jeff Snyder of The Insider has heard that Ben Stiller is the latest director to get involved. So, all right. So yeah, I mean, I've known for a while, and I think we all, if any fan of the show or the IP has known, Leonardo has been trying to do this for quite some time. And again, I think it's a combination of maybe a passion project for him and Warner Brothers still wanting and trying to cash in on the IP, on the popularity of the IP, and how well known just Twilight Zone, the name itself, is. And when you hear that iconic themes, that introduction to the TV series, that theme song, so to speak, is very iconic in my opinion. And I think many people who are science fiction fans, once they hear that, they know exactly what TV series that's coming from, right? It's very indistinguishable between anything else. So as Snyder notes, Matt Reeves was hired to direct DiCaprio's Twilight Zone movie back in October 2011, and he was going to be working from a script by Jason Rothenberg. Reeves moved on quickly, so Jason Kosinski entered talks to direct in August of 2013, at which time the latest script had been written by Anthony Peckham. A week after the Kosinski news, Aaron L. Collette was hired to write a new draft of the script. Rand Ravitch and Jody Harold came in to write drafts after Collette. Then Kristen, so this just goes on about all the people have changed hands. I'm not going to keep reading that. That's not getting us anywhere. Appan Way and Warner Bros. Was likely drawn to Ben Stiller due to the success of his Apple TV series Severance. And if you haven't seen Severance, Severance is a really good series. But it's a series, though, once you get into it, and if you think you can walk away for any period of time and come back to it, you're just going to have to start it all over again. Just start whatever season you're in over again. I know they just concluded the latest season a few months ago. Great series. Whether or not that says, hey, go, let's give you the reins, let's give you the keys to Twilight Zone, I don't know about that. As the setup for the sci-fi psychological thriller has sort of a Twilight Zone edge to it, now that Stiller is involved, the project is considered an open writing assignment, and the search is on for another writer, so it doesn't look like Stiller will be dusting off any of the existing drafts. I agree. If you're going to move forward with it, let's just start from scratch. Let's start new. Stiller has previously, we don't care about any of that. Twilight Zone movie is expected to focus on a single story rather than being an anthology film, and one of the Snyder sources told him it might tell a supernatural story that follows a fighter pilot who is assigned to test the first rocket capable of exceeding the speed of light, therefore creating the ability for time travel. The system malfunctions, delivering him into a utopia, technologically advanced society 125 years in the future where nothing is all as it seems. Of course, that idea could change if the new writer pitches an idea that Stiller and the producers like even better. So the original series kind of played on time travel a multitude of times. When I think about this one, there is one where you have some astronauts who are on a ship. They start to have problems. They have to land. They think they're landing back on their Earth, and they're not. They're landing on Earth. And when they land, everyone is a mannequin or has been turned into a mannequin. And so as they are traveling through this town, they're coming across the townspeople who are considered frozen in time, but they eventually get captured by the one that's doing all this, and then they are also turned into mannequins as well, or I guess frozen in time, as you would think. I don't know. I can't remember the exact season or episode of that one. I can always look it up and put it in the comment section. But yeah, that's what originally reminds me of this. That they're in space. They're having problems. They land on what they believe is Earth. It's not Earth. It's a different time, a different place. So kind of not 100% the same, but a little bit similarities there. Let's see here. So yeah, that's pretty much where the article ends. Again, I'm not one for this. I want this series because it's one of my favorites, just really to be left alone. I don't think we need to try. I mean, we went through the list of all the attempts to bring back the series itself, the attempts to do a movie. I don't think we necessarily need to do another movie. Take the idea you had right there that we just read through, make that its own idea, make that its own original, story and movie, instead of trying to tie it to Twilight Zone and brand it as a Twilight Zone story. I don't think that's necessarily needed. So anyways, that's going to do it for this quick horror news update. Drop a comment in the comment section. What do you think? Are you a Twilight Zone fan? I would love to know that if you're a fan of the original series. And two, based on all the attempts to bring this series back, whether it's through TV or movie, do you think we need another attempt at this? Again, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.